Welcome to the Mathematics Professional Development Series, sponsored by the Making Math Matter grant, in cooperation and partnership with the Center School District, Blue Springs School District, Napoleon Wellington School District, Hickman School District, and KCPT. Today with me is Lauren I, the kindergarten teacher at Center School District. Welcome, Lauren.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the lesson that we witnessed in your classroom. What was your goal of the day?
My goal of the lesson for the day was to have students understand that triangles have 3 sides, 3 corners, and also that there are different kinds of triangles.
Okay. What kind of pre-teaching did you do to get the kids ready for this day?
The pre-teaching that I did before that day was just talking about shapes in general. This was only our second day talking about shapes. So I just wanted to know what kind of prior knowledge students had with shapes. I already knew that they probably knew quite a bit about triangles, but the goal of this lesson was really to get them to understand that triangles don't just have 3 equal sides.
Okay. I noticed that you brought everybody together and then you started your lesson that way. What type of structures or class maintenance would you talk to new teachers about to get a kindergarten class that basically enthusiastic and ready to learn?
So one of the first things that I would tell them is that they need to establish clear expectations and procedures, and that goes all the way back to the first day of school. One of the first things we teach them is how to come to the carpet, and we build an anchor chart together. And on that, we always have all the expectations of what it looks like to be ready to learn. And we go over it even before every time we come to the carpet, just so students are ready to learn.
Okay. What kind of manipulatives did you use for this lesson?
I use something that are called exploragons, and the great thing about exploragons is that they snap together. You can use them for shapes, you can use them for angles, you can use them for all different kinds of geometric topics.
Okay. You know, I know you've been teaching for more than a decade, but in kindergarten you said you've been teaching for the past 5 years. How has teaching in kindergarten over those 5 years changed from where you were when you started to where you are now?
The expectations are definitely higher. Common Core was actually just getting started when I first started teaching kindergarten, so it was actually a little overwhelming to get started because it's not just as simple as learning your ABCs and teaching a few kids how to read. By the end of the year, all kids need to know how to read. They need to know how to add fluently and subtract fluently within 5. So the expectations have changed quite a bit. And now that we've moved to Missouri standards, they're similar to Common Core, but there's actually a lot more that's expected in math for kindergarten. We have to do coins, we have to do days of the week. So there's a lot of supplementation that with some of the Common Core materials that we might have, we have to add some of that stuff from Missouri Learning Standards back in.
Besides the exploragons, what other manipulatives do you like to use in your math lessons?
I really love using 10 frames. The kids really like using 10 frames too. One of my goals is actually having them being able to subitize a 10 frame at different amounts by the end of kindergarten. So we use those a lot in our room. But we also use things like pattern blocks and snap cubes too when we're talking about counting and adding and subtracting.
Okay, with the lesson that you did today, where do you go the next day and beyond? What's the next piece for them?
So one thing I would probably do is I might conversate a little bit more one-on-one with kids, especially my ELL, which are English language learning kids. I have several. I have about 5 in my room this year. And I would talk to them a lot about vocabulary. What's a side? What is a corner? To make sure that they understand what that means. I would also talk to them about excuse me, what it means when I say a different kind of triangle. I want them to really understand that a triangle isn't just an equilateral triangle, that they can be turned, they can be manipulated, and that their sides are not always equal.
Okay, is this why you had the kids then get up and try to find triangles around the room?
Yes. Yes, that absolutely, because that's the first place they need to start, is they need to make the connection to their real life and find things around them that are in their real world.
If you had to do anything over again, what didn't go as well as you anticipated?
Probably I would have to say when they used the exploragons on the carpet, I had actually decided last minute to use them, and the kids had never had experience with them this year. Usually what I try and do is give the kids a little explore time, either a couple days beforehand or even before we a few minutes before we start the lesson. And so I think because I didn't do that, they were a little distracted by how cool they really were.
What were some of the positive takeaways that you had for your class?
Well, one thing that I really loved was getting those Explorgons out, even though it wasn't necessarily, they weren't exactly focused on what I wanted them to be doing, which was talking to their partner about why they made a triangle or were able to make a triangle, even though their Explorgons were not the same. They still loved using them. And in fact, I got them out the next day and just to let them explore, and they were so excited that 20 minutes went by in our classroom without any problem. There was no fighting, there was no arguing, they just loved using them. And the other thing I think that went really well was when they went back to their tables and they were using, it was their job to sort the triangles. I really felt like they truly understood what I wanted them to know, that triangles have 3 sides and triangles have 3 corners, and they were able to sort them. So I think that went really well as well.
Okay, I'm going to play back on that a little bit. I know that they were in the carpet time for a while, and then they went to their desks, and they actually did sort the triangles like you said. How much do you feel like homework or just, re-emphasizing that fact day after day? What is your thoughts on homework in kindergarten and re-emphasizing that at a later time?
Well, that's a really good question. Homework in kids are really busy nowadays. Homework, in my opinion, I don't have required homework, I should say. My homework expectation is for the kids to read 20 minutes and then practice flashcards, whether I've sent home math flashcards with practicing subitizing. They have flashcards for sight words. So, and then they're expected to do about 10 minutes of that as well. So about 30 minutes. You don't want kids to get too stressed out with homework. I mean, they're only 5 and some of them are 6. So homework can be, I think, sometimes a little controversial in kindergarten, but I have homework, it's just not required homework.
What are your final thoughts on the day?
I think it went really well. I think the kids learned a lot. I think if they already knew something about triangles, I think they learned a little bit more that maybe there are different kinds of triangles, and those kids, like my ELL learners who don't have the vocabulary necessarily, were able to learn at least about sides and corners.
Let's take a look at this from the perspective of the students.
So today we're going to talk a lot about triangles, because here's the great thing about triangles. There are all kinds of triangles out there in our world. Does anybody know how many sides a triangle has? And remember, the side is the long part right here. How many do we have? If it's a triangle, there's actually a secret in the word triangle to let you know how many, in case you forget. Nora, how many sides does a triangle have? It has 3 sides. I'm going to add that to our chart. All right, so now we need to count our corners. Remember, the corners are where the sides come together. Can you guys count them with me on our chart? Are you ready? Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3. So how many corners does it have? 3. It has 3, that's right. So it has 3 corners too. Just like a triangle. A triangle has 3 sides. It has 3 corners. I'm gonna look for 3 friends who can find a triangle in our room and point it out to everybody else. 3 friends. Ah, you found a triangle over there on our poster, or excuse me, our chart for science. That's a great place to find a triangle. Absolutely. We use lots of shapes in science. Oh my goodness. Bryce, where is there a triangle in that letter? He's pointing to what letter, everybody? A. A. Does everybody see the triangle in the letter A? No. Let's look at it. Everybody turn around. So Bryce said there was a triangle here. There's a triangle in the letter A. Let's count the sides. Now, we're not going to look at the legs of the A. Let's count the sides, though. 1, 2, 3.
There's only one.
What do you mean there's only one?
Because of this.
The point?
Yeah.
What do you mean? One of what?
There's 1 point.
There's 1 point. Is this kind of a point, though, here and here, where the lines come together?
That's not a point. Yeah.
You don't feel like that's a point? So then, where's the triangle then, Bryce? It's there? Well, this looks like a triangle to me. Doesn't that look like a triangle to you? Well, let's count our points. 1, 2, 3. I think you found one. Good job. Have a seat, Bryce. What do you think?
The beak is a triangle.
Wow, what do you guys think? Do you agree?
Yeah.
Thumbs up if you agree with Ileana. Look at that. It goes across and it comes down at a point. Does it have 3 sides?
Yeah.
Does it have 1, 2, 3 corners? Yeah, it does. You guys are going to make your own triangles and then talk to a partner about them. When you get these, remember, you need to snap them together, okay? They snap right here on the corner, okay? Now remember, you're trying to make a triangle that's a shape with 3 sides and 3 corners. How are you going to do that? Ooh, I saw somebody do it a different way than I would expect. Okay, on the count of 3, are you ready to show your triangles? 1, 2, 3, hold them up. Oh, interesting. Take a look around. Without saying anything, did everybody build the same triangle?
No.
Look at Ileana's shape. Amaya, do you think Ileana's shape is a triangle?
Yes.
And why do you think that?
It has 3 sides and 3 corners.
Wow, did you guys hear that great thinking by Amaya? She said this is a triangle because it has 1, 2, 3 sides and 1, 2, 3 corners. Okay, let's look at Nora's triangle. Aiden was telling us, Aiden, do you think Nora was able to make a triangle?
Yes.
Okay, why?
They're different.
And it's different from yours too, right?
Yes.
Why is it, how is it different?
Because, well, it's a little the same because we both got blue and yellow. But the difference is, well, I got purple and she got orange.
Oh, interesting. So do you think because she has orange and you have purple, is that what's changed the shape of your triangle? Do you think that changed it?
No.
Do you both have 3 sides?
Yes.
Do you both have 3 corners?
Yes.
But if I turn them this way, are they the same triangle?
Yes. Yes. Because that was 1, 2, 3.
And does this have 3?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
It has 3 too, doesn't it? It does. But did we make the same triangle?
Yes.
What do you think, Nora? Did we make the same triangle?
Yes.
His looks like like this part's longer, but does it look the exact same?
Yeah.
They don't. Nora said they don't.
Well,
Yeah, they're still triangles, but they look like different kinds of triangles as you guys get older. Remember how we've talked about algebra?
No.
Remember how we've talked? Yeah. Oh, you remember, Max?
No.
We were talking about algebra a couple weeks ago. That's right. And as you get older and older and you go into algebra and geometry, you have to know different kinds of triangles. There's different kinds of triangles. So we're just learning what triangles are.
Wait, what?
But you're right. There are different. These are different. You're going to have an envelope. Inside your envelope are shapes. Okay? They're different shapes. It is your job with your table, you have to look at the picture and decide, is it a triangle or not a triangle? We're not going to cut it. We're going to look and decide, is that shape a triangle or not a triangle? You need to go to your seat and raise your hand.
Triangle.
Okay? Ask Max. What does he think? Okay. Yes or no? Okay. Good job. Okay. Look, Max has picked one out too. Max, what do you think? Triangle or not a triangle?
I think it's triangle.
Okay. Why do you think it's a triangle?
Because it got points and 3 lines and
Why did you guys decide to put these 4 shapes here and not over here?
because they're triangles.
Why are they triangles? How do you know that?
3 sides, 3 corners.
3, and even this one right here?
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like all of these.
Yeah, but it had 3 sides and 3 corners.
Oh, so triangles, are you telling me that triangles don't have to look alike? All they have to have is 3 sides and 3 corners. Is that right?
Yeah.
Good job, guys. I like your thinking. What about this one, though? This kind of looks like a triangle. It has some, like, kind of pointy parts to it.
But it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Does that have 5? Are you sure? Count one more time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, does it have 3 sides and 3 corners?
No.
This one?
No.
No. So is that why you put it under not triangles? Very nice. I want for you to go ahead and get out a pencil if your table's done, and I'm gonna let you practice drawing some triangles, okay? Not bad, Amina. Just remember, your triangles need 3 sides. You guys are already growing as mathematicians. You're drawing different kinds of triangles. Aiden, those are some great triangles. Who knows, can you tell us like a color, like maybe purple, and then the shape, and tell us if you decided was it a triangle or not a triangle. Okay, Maxwell, tell us about that shape. He said it's the peach one. Everybody look at Maxwell's peach shape. What do you think, Maxwell? What'd you guys decide? Was it a triangle? Put it down. It was a triangle? Okay, how did you know it was a triangle?
It had 3 lines in.
And 3 corners and 3 sides.
It had 3 corners and 3 sides.
Sharp things.
So I think those points are our corners, aren't they? Why did you decide it was a triangle?
Well, because you said triangle, and so you know how I went all the way back there, and that was a triangle. So and this was the same. So I thought that was a triangle.
Oh, so you made the connection with the shape that you found over there, and you thought it looked like that, and that helped you decide it was a triangle because you knew that one was a triangle. Great connection. I like that. Tell us about one of your shapes that you guys decided was a triangle or not a triangle. And you don't have to pick one out that was a triangle. Ooh, what shape is that?
A circle.
She found a purple circle.
Just like a
Amaya, how do you know that that's not a triangle?
Because it was round and circles don't have points or corners.
That's right. That's right. That's absolutely right. Great thinking. You guys did some great mathematical thinking today. I'm really impressed with you. Everybody give yourself a round of applause. Great job.
Let's step into Mrs. I's classroom and see what the kids have to say about triangles.
I learned that triangles have 3 sides and 3 corners, and not all triangles are the same. I love math because it's fun.
Thank you for watching this Mathematics Professional Development Series, sponsored by the Making Math Matter grant in cooperation with the Center School District, Blue Springs School District, Wellington Napoleon School District, Hickman Mill School District, and KCPT. Again, thanks for watching.